Hey, good afternoon, friends. It's great to be with you. Thanks for joining us again for Rock Point Community Church's Kids Rock Weekly Devotional. Today we're going to follow the same stories that we've been following in the Jesus Storybook Bible. We're looking today at the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd, which is right after the story of David and Goliath. If you're following along, it's on page 130. Page 130. David was a shepherd, but when God looked at him, he saw a king. Sure enough, when David grew up, that's just what he became. And David was a great king. He had a heart like God's heart, full of love. Now, that didn't mean he was perfect, because he did some terrible things. He even murdered a man. No, David made a big mess of his life, but God can take even the biggest mess and make it work in his plan. I need a new heart, Lord, David prayed, because mine is full of sin. Make me clean inside. God heard David's prayer. He forgave David, and he made David a promise. I will make you great, David, and one day a king will be born into your family, and he will heal the whole world. Did you know that David was also a songwriter? In fact, his songs were so good, they might have been in the top 40 charts if they had been invented then. David's songs are like prayers, and they're called psalms. You might have heard of them. And this one today is called the Song of the Shepherd. And it goes like this. God is my shepherd, and I am his little lamb. He feeds me, he guides me, he looks after me. I have everything I need. Inside my heart is very quiet as lying still in a soft green grass in a meadow by a little stream. Even when I walk through the dark, scary, lonely places, I won't be afraid, because my shepherd knows where I am. He is here with me, he keeps me safe, he rescues me, and he makes me strong and brave. He is getting wonderful things ready for me, especially for me, everything I've ever dreamed of. He fills my heart so full of happiness I can't hold it all inside. Wherever I go, I know God's never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love will go too. God gave David that song to sing to his people so they could know that he loved them and would always look after them, like a shepherd loves his sheep. And one day, God was going to do something that would inspire thousands upon thousands of new songs. God was going to show his people once and for all just how much he loved them. Another shepherd was coming, a greater shepherd. And this shepherd was going to lead all of God's lambs back to the place where they had always belonged, close to God's heart. And that's the end of it on page 135. One thing I think about is that the shepherd is the one who chooses the sheep. Can you imagine in a field of sheep, all the sheep going to separate people and choosing their shepherd for them? That would be insane. The sheep are chosen by their shepherd. And I love the illustration in the Bible where it talks about Jesus and his people as Jesus is the shepherd and his people are the sheep. And it's encouraging because Jesus chose us. And that Jesus chose us should give us great encouragement, because if he chose us, he's going to take care of us. He's going to take great care of us. And then even in this book, David was talking about walking through, in Psalm 23, it's called the Valley of the Shadow of Death, a very, very scary place. And even though I walk through that valley, I will have no fear because I know you're with me. I know God is with me. God will always take care of me and comfort me and give me hope and peace. And it says, I won't be afraid because my shepherd knows where I am. He is here with me. He keeps me safe. He rescues me. And then it also says, even though I walk through the dark, scary, lonely places, I won't be afraid because my shepherd knows where I am. He's here with me. He keeps me safe and he rescues me. I know in times when I've been afraid, especially when I was lost in the woods or on a hike or something as a child, I was very afraid, but then I found my parents who knew the way. Once my parents were in control, I was able to have confidence and I was no longer afraid. And just like when our parents come to our rescue, Jesus is coming to our rescue everywhere we are. He's here with me, he keeps me safe, and he rescues me. So even when you're the most scared or something's going on in your life that's very scary, you can lean on Jesus and he'll make you safe. And Jesus is the good shepherd who laid down his life for the sheep. I'd encourage you to look into that further and talk with your parents about what that might have meant. We also have an experiment this week, so we're going to switch over to Kate and the kids, and we'll check that out.
So for this one, we're going to see if we can get these balls to float in the air. Okay, so we're just using balls from our bouncy house ball pit, and we're using Mommy's hair dryer. So let's see if we can do it. Do you think they're going to float?
Yes.
All right, so here, Johnny, can you push the button? Ready? Here we go. Okay, try it again. Mommy's going to hold this still. Ready? Put it on top.
Can I do this?
So even though we can't see the wind that's coming out of the machine, you can't see anything there, you know that it's there because it's making the ball float, and we trust that it's the air coming out of the hair dryer that makes them float. Good job, buddy. So this reminds us that even when we can't see God, we trust that he is there. He's real. We know he's real. And we can trust that he's going to take care of us because we know he's our good shepherd. Just like we know that this wind is going to make the ball float up in the air, we know God is always going to take care of us because he's our good shepherd.